Well, Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are not working royals. They've made that repeatedly and screamingly clear to anyone who wants to hear it. Podcasters, authors, influencers, jam sellers, sure. But they left us in no doubt when they left Britain and the royal family that their royal duties were done. No more flower shows on a wet Wednesday in Stoke. So it came as something of a surprise to many of us this week when the formerly royal couple landed in Nigeria in Africa to embark on what looked sound.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had been portraying themselves as the ultimate victims of the royal family in the media. But what if I told you they're hiding a huge secret that could shake the monarchy to its core and leave their entire public image in ruins? What if everything we know about their children, Archie and Lilibet, is a lie? Get ready, because the truth is darker than anyone could have imagined. Let's talk about the surrogacy scandal that's been quietly bubbling under the surface. Now, this story might have been overshadowed by their recent PR tour, but it's back in the spotlight. And it's not the fairy tale they've been spinning for years. What if everything we thought we knew about their children, Archie and Lilibet, isn't as simple as it seems? There's one thing about Meghan and Harry that's becoming painfully clear. They've built their entire brand on being victims. Victims of the press, victims of the monarchy, and, in many ways, victims of their own decisions. But what happens when the narrative shifts? What happens when they become the aggressors instead? Let's start with the birth stories of their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. We've been told these children were born in the traditional royal way, with all the expected pomp and circumstance. But what if that's not true? The whispers began years ago. Strange timelines, missing hospital records, and reports from staff who claim Meghan wasn't even at the hospital when Archie was born. No one seems to have a record of her there. No staff, no logs, nothing. It's almost as if the birth was erased from official records. If Archie's birth is shrouded in mystery, then what about Lilibet? When the birth certificate for Archie was finally released, it showed a bizarre change just 11 days later. Meghan's name was removed, and Prince Harry's name suddenly appeared before Archie's, as if to create a more royal look. Why? Why would they alter a birth certificate unless there was something to hide? And this is just one of many inconsistencies in their carefully crafted story. And then we have Lilibet's birth. Again, we were told everything was above board, but documents from the Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital raised serious questions. A code was listed that doesn't match any California birth certificates. It's a mistake, or is it proof that Lilibet wasn't born where they claimed? Was the birth staged to fit the narrative they wanted us to believe? This isn't a one-off, though. It's a pattern that has been documented and exposed by royal insiders.
In Windsor, Meghan even revealed that she is Nigerian after taking a DNA test. But as she explained to audiences in her typically humble and self-effacing style, the clues were there all along.
And what has been echoed so much, really, in the past day by men and women alike is, oh, we weren't surprised when we found out you were Nigerian. No. And I say that mostly as a compliment to all of you, because what they define as a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, proud.
Humbling is the word you'd associate with her, isn't it? Well, Harry and Meghan knew exactly what they were doing, of course, and I'm sorry, I'm very cynical about it. In the build-up to their wedding, commentators heralded the boundary-breaking power of the newly biracial monarchy. That fact has been lost in the onslaught of race-baiting the couple have unleashed ever since. But I know it's true because I wrote that myself on the day of the wedding. The actual royal family, meanwhile, has an increasingly fraught relationship.
Lady Colin Campbell and Tom Bower have been the loudest voices, tearing apart the glossy image Meghan and Harry have tried to build. Their investigation is far from a conspiracy theory. This is hard evidence, backed up by real people who worked closely with them. When Harry and Meghan took their Netflix deal, they thought they could control the narrative. But with the pressure mounting and the scrutiny growing, they began to slip. Their stories started to contradict each other. Births were misreported, timelines didn't add up, and their narrative started to fall apart. The cracks in their story are so deep, even a PR team couldn't smooth them over. Why do they keep changing their story? And why does the royal family, despite being well aware of the contradictions, stay silent? Maybe because they know that even a small revelation could bring down the entire Sussex brand. The truth is, every piece of the puzzle that's uncovered leads to more questions. So, what are they hiding? Think about this: royal births are always surrounded by intense scrutiny. Staff are everywhere, security logs track every movement, and there's always a picture of the famous hospital steps photo. But not with Archie and Lilibet. Why the secrecy? Why the deliberate shutdown of any attempt to confirm the birth with hospital staff? Why avoid the traditional photo op? These are the questions the public is demanding answers to. Lady Colin Campbell, in her recent interview, goes even further. She points to the very real possibility that Meghan's pregnancy, both with Archie and Lilibet, wasn't what we were told. She questions everything: the behavior of Meghan's bump, the strange timelines, and the lack of any real medical documentation. None of it adds up.
On these unofficial royal tours, soaking up all the attention that should be on the actual people who put the shifts in for duty in this country, not the renegades filling their pockets. Discuss.
Small case of sour grapes on your part, I think. Is
Why?
What appears. Well, because
I've already said I didn't. From their point of view, very successful. It's not sour grapes. There's no room for two royal families doing the same thing.
It clearly is. I mean, we're sitting here discussing it. Newspapers have been full of it. You've said yourself that one royal family's out of action.
Could there be a far darker story behind the perfect royal family image they've worked so hard to sell? Here's where it gets even more interesting. We know that if Meghan used a surrogate, or if there were other complications with the birth, it would be a constitutional nightmare for the monarchy. The UK has strict rules about royal succession, and if the children aren't truly Harry's, they have no right to the throne. But that's not just the monarchy's issue. It's the public's trust in them that's at stake. So why all the secrecy? Why the constant refusal to release basic medical records or even confirm details that any other royal family would have done without hesitation? Why hide the truth when the consequences of lying could be so severe? Let's face it, Meghan and Harry's brand is collapsing. Their Netflix series flopped, their children's legitimacy is under fire, and their credibility is in the gutter. What started as a feel-good story of a royal couple stepping away from the crown has turned into a scandal that no one can ignore. The pressure is mounting. They can no longer hide behind vague statements and legal threats. If they truly care about their children's future, they need to come clean. They need to release the hospital records, the medical proof, and stop hiding behind a veil of privacy that only serves to deepen the questions. Every time they stay silent, they give more power to the critics and make people wonder why they're trying to cover something up. Every moment of silence, every legal threat, every attempt to shut down investigations only makes people more curious. If there's nothing to hide, why not simply provide the proof? The truth will always come out, and right now, the truth is looking more and more elusive. Meghan and Harry's actions are now starting to have serious consequences. The royal family, despite their silence, is under immense pressure to address these issues. Prince Harry's legal threats only fuel the fire. Why not laugh it off if it's all just a conspiracy? Why threaten legal action against people who've spent years investigating royal stories? If the truth is what they say it is, it would be simple to release the medical documents and end the speculation. But by refusing to do so, they've opened the door to even deeper investigations. The more they fight to keep the truth hidden, the more people are determined to uncover it. This isn't just a battle for truth, it's a battle for their entire legacy. What's clear now is that the Sussexes are stuck in a web of lies and half-truths. Their credibility is shot, their brand is in tatters, and their legacy is hanging by a thread. Whether it's the birth stories, the claims of racism, or the never-ending battle with the media, one thing is certain: they've dug themselves into a hole, and the only way out is to come clean. If they don't, they risk losing everything. Until Meghan and Harry provide concrete proof about the births of Archie and Lilibet, the questions won't go away. The monarchy won't be able to ignore it forever, and neither will the public. This is no longer just about family drama. It's about the very future of the royal family. Will their children be part of the royal legacy, or will the truth completely alter that future? Meghan and Harry have built an empire based on secrecy, deception, and manipulation. But the truth is catching up with them. The more they try to bury the truth, the more it comes to light. If they want to save their brand, their family, and their legacy, they need to stop hiding behind a veil of privacy and face the music. This isn't just about them anymore. This is about the integrity of the royal family and the future of the monarchy. And until they come clean, this story will keep unfolding. The only question left is, how much longer will they be able to keep the truth buried?